think about Chioma, this is what I see. That is what brand
kingdom. You put Hala here like church. You know why? Church is the only organized community we have in our
transportation business. I told Harrison, I said, I've already gone far. How many of us know TAP technologies?
Hackathon sessions, because that's how ideas are bettered. It's when you come together and brainstorm.
My phone number, so you'll be added there. And the point is that any information that comes our way,
Talents and startups. You know, before as a techie, before you can make a wave, before you can make any
affected in the general code base, so you can prefix with a hot fix. So this is one of the best practices.
So many of them turn out to volunteer for this event. That will tell you the level of awareness.
But many a times there are certain levels that you don't get if you don't put yourself out there, like she said. And that is where networking, personal branding comes in. So I have here, Sabinus is a software engineer from Nigeria. He started learning how to code in 2020. By 2022, he's already a skilled developer. But nobody knows about Sabinus, and he still gets paid less than what he is worth because everybody just thinks they can give him anything. And because he doesn't even put himself out there, he's not networking with other people who are maybe at par with the level where he's at, and he has zero idea how much he should be earning. You know, it happened to me too, just like you said, someone reached out to her, or they reached out to her to give her a particular amount, and she felt good, right? Not knowing that it was still kind of lesser than what the average content marketer should earn until she did her research. Now, when you don't mingle with people, when you don't hear from others, when you're always in your own space, it becomes easy for people to treat you how you shouldn't be treated, and you will think it's good, maybe because of the environment. And it's part of what I'm going to be talking about today, the environmental factor. Now, I graduated from Unizik. Can you hear me? Thank you. I graduated from Unizik. I studied economics. And I noticed that a lot of people in the East, they have this business mentality. You see someone is studying a course, but after everything, he's still thinking of which shop, you know, to go and open, or what menial business to get involved in. And it was something that I really struggled with because I came from Lagos, and I was already used to, like, you know, aspiring for bigger things because in Lagos you see all these tall buildings, all these. So I just knew that there was something more. But people here couldn't get it. They felt satisfied. You know, someone actually told me, after I graduate, I'll just get a husband and marry. What else am I doing? You know, and I just, there is so much more that you can be. There is actually so much that you can be if you give yourself time, and if you invest in yourself to learn quality skills that can put you out there. So now you are here, you are a tech enthusiast, or maybe you're aspiring to be a non-technical service provider in tech space, like a marketer like myself, or a graphics designer, a video editor, or you even want to transition, right? You have to learn that you can dream big. It starts from thinking that you can dream big. And then the next thing is to invest in learning that skill. So now we are going to go into what you do after you've learned your skill. I'm not going to start talking about what skills to learn, but after you've learned your skill, how do you build a global brand? How do you get people in the US buying to work with you? Now, I've worked with a couple of foreign companies, and I don't send a CV, they actually reach out to me. And it's amazing because people will be like, when did you finish school? Last year. How many jobs have you worked? I said, they'll be like, why did you do all this? Right? But a lot of times people recommend me, and people also reach out to me via social media. Now, if you're here and you've learned a skill, you have to make up your mind that you're going to invest in branding and also invest in networking. It will cost you money and it will cost you time, but you have to do it because at the end of the day, you'll be reaping the benefits over and over and over again. It's like a fruit that keeps on giving. So what is branding? Branding is basically the way that people perceive you when you come into a room or when you're not in the room, what people say about you. Can somebody just sit down and say, when I think about Onyeka, this is what I see. Or when I think about Chioma, this is what I see. That is what branding does. It has to be consistent. It's really about how you put you into everything that you do. Now, to build a global brand or to do your personal branding, you have to think to yourself, what are my core values, right? I've talked about if you want to build a global about business, you have to invest in personal branding and networking. And right now I'm explaining branding and some of the tips that you can use to build your personal brand. So I said branding is how people perceive you. It's the way that people think about you and the things that you do. Can somebody think about you and say, if you just give it to this person, they will get it done because that's how they are. There are some people that when you are in the class with them, you just feel like when they group you for presentations, you just feel like if we give it to Ozo, he's going to get it done. So everybody does the Ozo, and you will do stuff like that. So you need to help people to have the right perception about you, and that is where branding comes in. Right? First things first, I've said you need to define your core values. What are the things that you stand for? Personally, I'm a very honest person. I don't want to be one of those people that come online and cap and say, I made $100K. You know, I'm in the Web3 space, and a lot of times people trade. You just see someone come on Twitter and say, I just flipped $1,000 to $100. This is how I did it. And you'll not copy and paste something from ChatGPT for you. I don't want to be that person. So I'm very honest. When I tell you something, I can actually show you proof. There is evidence, that's the word. So I thought about it and I just said to myself, I'm a very honest person and I want that to be something that I stand for. I'm also a Christian, so I want to treat you fairly because I want the same treatment back, right? And next thing that I thought about is, okay, I'm resourceful. It doesn't matter what you give to me, I can always make something out of it. It's just me, it's just how I am, right? So I made up my mind and I said, okay, this thing has to be part of the messaging that I put out there. Right? And then I invested in putting myself on social media and crafting the right messaging. When I share tips online, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, I make sure that I'm putting proof. I write a lot on Medium, and when you read my articles, you can actually you go through it and just know that this person actually did their research. And it's relatable because I give examples a lot. So everything that I'm putting out there is honest. And it's something that I've done my research on. I don't like being caught unaware. Someone should not come and ask, you say you made $100K now. Where is the $100K? And you start lying. And lying never ends. When you start lying here, you have to cover there. And so I don't want to be that person. And I make sure that it's reflecting in my messaging. So define your core values. Make it reflect in your messaging, in the messaging that you put out there. And in reflecting in your messaging, you have to be on social media to actually be sharing your message. You have people, you need to have people who are listening to you. So tech is, a lot of times they have social media accounts, but they are not active, and it's very wrong. If you're here and you feel, I just want to code, jobs will come. It's a lie, jobs will not come. It will not come, and even if it comes, it cannot be the kind of job that, at least on a scale of 1 to 10, it won't be the kind of job that you should be earning at a particular level. So it's very important that you invest in being active on social media. I'm not saying when something is trending, you go and talk about it. Some people only stay on Twitter to cause trouble. If Biafra is trending, they start typing Biafra. No, don't be that person. Make sure that your messaging is, pay attention. Make sure that your messaging is actually intentional. Don't say, because this thing is trending, I'll talk about it. I'm not saying you shouldn't talk about trending issues. But when you're talking about it, talk from the point of someone who is interested in it. So I give you an instance. When Threads came out, Thread was everywhere. Everybody was talking about Threads. There was no Threads. Please, if you're one of those people that immediately came out, you just registered. I'm one of them, but I've never visited. So at the time, Thread was trending, and I felt, okay, this is a low-hanging fruit that I can actually use to give myself more visibility. And as a content marketer, I put content out there to say, this is how you get on Threads. These are the steps, right? That was easy because it was what I've already done, and I could take advantage of it, irrespective of the industry, because anybody can be on Threads, whether you are a tech company or whether you are an individual, right? So when you're putting messaging out there, make sure that it is intentional. Don't just talk about everything. Make sure that it is related to what you do as a person. I'm not putting my slide now. So let me just move into networking because I'm not even seeing a timer. Now, in networking, it's basically you connecting with relevant people that can help you grow. Networking is important because it puts you in the minds of people that can actually help you or recommend you for jobs. First, you have done your branding. You built your portfolio. The next thing is you want to network. You want people who can actually give you, it's just one person it takes to put you in Amazon. It's one person it takes to put you in Microsoft. opportunities. I've mentioned building a portfolio, but I also add this to it. You need to have a simple website or a link in bio tool that people can use to see everything that you've done. Not everybody is interested in going to go and check all the 1 million posts you made on LinkedIn or on Twitter. But a simple tool that helps you to organize everything. Personally, I use Beacons, and it's very direct. You see my community, you see the works that I've done, the written works that I've done. You see how to speak with me if you want to book a call. And then you also see some of the ebooks that I've written, right? So you want to have something simple like that, because when you're networking, maybe we are at this event now and you want to network. You don't want to spend all the time talking to one person. You want to, give a very good elevator pitch and get the person to connect with you so you can move on to the next person. So make sure that you have a link in bio or a simple website that contains everything that you've done. The next is when you want to network, look out for good opportunities to network. A good opportunity is this event right now. So if you're a techie and you're here, this is DevFest 2023. How many of you have posted that I'm at DevFest 2023 or DevFest Onitsha 2023? That's one of the ways, because someone can actually see you and say, oh, this person is here, I'd like to connect with this person. It happened to me. So when I visited Morocco in May, we went for GTEx Africa. I made a post online and I said, oh, we are GTEx Africa 2023. And someone saw the post and sent me a message and said, I would like to connect with you. Right? So you want to make sure that you are looking for good opportunities to network. And when you have these opportunities presented to you, you take full advantage. I know I've said it, some people are not yet typing. If you are here, I think you should start typing and saying, I'm at DevFest Onitsha 2023. Because people would want to meet you. Somebody may be here that can help you. You know how they say, my helper. So you want to make sure that you are taking advantage of the networking opportunities. You are attending the right events and doing your research. Don't just come to the event and say, we are here. Before the event, now you're already here, but let me tell you for other events. Before the event, you can do your research and find quality people that you want to network with. I didn't know that Lily would be attending, but I've already thrown an open interest letter to her to say I would like to connect with her. So make sure that you're Googling and trying to see who are the top guys coming for this event. Don't be the one that comes for the event and goes back without getting anybody's contact. Techies, I know you people do this a lot, but please take photos, post it, connect with people. There are people here that can actually help you, and you don't want to be the person that had the opportunity and just lost it. Right? So before attending events, make sure that you're Googling, finding the right speakers or the right people that you want to connect with, and putting them on a list so that when you come, you just know, okay, I'm looking for this person, I'm looking for that person. It doesn't mean you won't talk to others, but at least you have a focus. At least now you know, even if I don't talk to everybody, this set of people, I need to talk to them because I would like to connect with them, right? Here I have to put on my slide. People should clap for me now. I'm talking without my Thank you. So I know we're going to have a session for questions. If you have questions, please just be putting it down. I would like to take the questions almost like at the end of my pitch. So here I have, you can also get involved in communities. If you're here, you heard about DevFest. You just came because you heard about it, but you're not in the Google Developers Group for Onitsha. I think you should take advantage. I think you should reach out to someone who is part of the team and ask to join the community. Maybe they will have a link shared. Thank you. So maybe they will have a link shared for you to join. But you need to take advantage. Join communities that can help you. And maybe in your environment, you don't find a community that interests you. Because someone is here and she's a data analyst. There are other people interested in cybersecurity and all. Maybe you want a niche community on cybersecurity, but there is no community here in Onitsha that can serve you. You can go ahead and start. Don't wait for anybody. I started a community last year because I just noticed that when you talk about tech, people will just go to developers, or they will go to, they'll just go to things that are very, very technical. But then there are people who, they are not interested in the very technical things, but they want to work in the tech space. So they just want to learn digital skills that they can use to work in the tech space. And that is how I use my community, because I didn't see anybody serving that need. right? So I created a community. Right now, we are currently at 1,000 plus across all platforms. And we've made so much progress. We've made so much progress. So if you're here and maybe the community you want, you've not found it, you can create it. If you have that need, chances are there are more people like you who want a community like that. So take advantage of communities. Put yourself out there. Don't join the community and then all you are doing there is waiting for giveaway. The day giveaway will drop, you now come and engage. Some people do that, but don't be that person because there are opportunities that you can get from being active. So I give an example of my community. I had someone that worked with me last year on a project that was paying us weekly. I think at the time it was $100 every week. And what happened was someone asked me, the guy asked me, oh, do you have someone who can manage social media? And I said, yes, I have a community that I can reach out to and get the social media for you. And that's how she got the job. She would not have seen it if all the time she wants to engage is when there is a giveaway. So it's because she was interested in actually contributing in the community. So if you're here, make sure that you're active in the right communities. Don't want to be active on a community that can't help you, fighting on school group chats. Please don't do that, right? Be active in the right communities. I already have talked about connecting with people online, and I would like to re-emphasize, GitHub is not a social media. It's not a social media platform. Yes, I know you can meet with people there, but it's not a social media platform. The VCs, they're not on GitHub. The foreign affiliations, they're not on GitHub. You will just be seeing more developers there. So you need to put yourself in platforms where they can see you, right? I would prefer if you're a techie, you invest in being active on LinkedIn and on X Twitter, right? Because those are the platforms where your potential employer are looking at. That is where they want to go and see, oh, what has this person done? When people reach out to me and say, I'd like to work with you, can I see your portfolio? First thing, before I even send them my LinkedIn bio, I send them my LinkedIn URL. And when they go through, they come back and tell me, oh, I'd like to work with you. And over time, that's how it has been. Like I said, I've never sent a CV for a job. It's always a recommendation. I've worked with a lot of brands, a whole lot. I don't want to start listing, but actually a whole lot, right? So if you're here, connect with people online. When you go on X, don't go and be following meme lord. You can do that, but follow the right people. Thank you. Follow the right people, right? Engage with the right people. If you're following someone like Hak Sultan, one of the co-founders of Salt School Africa, right? And you are regularly engaging, I'm sure that by now there are opportunities that you have gotten just by doing that. Because it's always sharing opportunities and sharing tips on how to help techies be better. So these are some of the things that you can do as a techie in the East, right? To build a global brand that people would want to work for from all around the world. Now, there are challenges that you face because as you do this, more recommendations will start coming. Now, first things first, because you want to do excellent work, don't choke yourself. Don't take every job because they say Igbo people like money, right? No, it's not every job you must do because you're going to burn yourself out. Also, when people recommend you for jobs, make sure that you give attention and you do excellently well. I recommended 2 people for a job, I think this same year, like 2 months ago, and I wasn't impressed. The guy came back to start telling me, I don't like the people that you recommended, and I felt somehow because, these are people that I brought in. And tomorrow, if I want to do something with a foreign brand, I won't bring them. I'm talking about a company that's actually raising $150,000, $1.5 million, right? And you build that opportunity. So if you're here, when someone recommends you for a job, do well. Don't just give it 2 half measures because you're trying to do 1 million jobs at the same time. No. So don't take every job. Do excellently well. Don't fall into that environmental, I don't know, but I feel like in the East there is this, or maybe in Nigeria at large, there is just this mentality. When people get foreign jobs and they get paid in dollars, after like first 2 times, you start feeling like, I'm earning in dollars, I can just, relax and do it how I like. No, don't ever do that. Always fight to be at the top of your game. If you've done A before, aim for B. If you've done B, go to Z, right? You want to make sure that you are the best that you can call for that job. Because by being the best, the money will come, more money will actually come, and more recognitions. People will be giving you, so much opportunities. Inviting